Hello, everybody. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to JFF News. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode in this series. This week's episode of the JFF News is proudly brought to you by Hermosa Health. They want to help you get back in motion, specializing in injury rehab, sports physio, and prevention programs. To schedule an appointment and learn more, check out the description for all the details. So let's get into the news, shall we? But before that, we kindly encourage you to hit the like, share, and subscribe button to JFF Live. And we also encourage you to purchase a membership right here on JFF Live for exclusive content and perks in the coming weeks and months ahead. So we greatly look forward to that. So to commence this week's episode, let's start off with a bit of news that a reggae boy, that's right, in Mason Holgate, has joined Qatar Stars League club Al Gharafa. He signed a 2-year deal with the Qatar-based club and also has an option to extend a further year at the end of the 2027 season. So 2-year deal for Mason Holgate. This ends his spell at Everton, where of course he signed from 2015 to 2025. Yes, he had a couple of loan spells in between at West Brom, Southampton, Sheffield United and West Brom again. But now it's a different chapter of his career now at 28, where he'll be playing for Algarrafa under Pedro Martins, who was a former Portuguese international, played at Sporting Lisbon, played at Boa Vista, and also he'll be playing for a club that will be playing in the Asian Football Confederation Champions League. So he's going to be playing Champions League football within the Asian Football Confederation. So it's another chapter, another step within his career, and we wish him all the best where this is concerned. He has played continental football before at Everton in the 2017-2018 season. He did play in the UEFA Europa League with Everton, so this won't be his first time playing on the continent, and we certainly look forward to seeing him do well as a Jamaican international as he continues to strut his stuff within the league. Also, a massive congratulations goes out to Richard King, who scored his first goal for St. Martin, for St. Mirren at in Scotland in the Scottish League Cup. Yes, that is right. On his first start, and you could say his home debut with the club, he scored for his team in an 8-2 victory in the Scottish League Cup. This came against Annan Athletic in an 8-2 victory in the Scottish League Cup, and this is their second victory within the Scottish League Cup. The Scottish League Cup is a different format from the English League Cup. The Scottish League Cup starts with a group stage and then it goes into the knockout stage of the competition in terms of format. So in relation to St. Mirren, they're at the top of their group with 7 points and they will next be in action on the 27th of July as they will go and face against Ayr United. So that is what the team that is next for them in the competition. And another win will secure their passage to the second round of the competition and join the likes of Aberdeen, Celtic, Dundee United, Hibernian, and Rangers within the competition amongst other teams. So we look forward to that and all the very best to Richard as he continues to settle into life in Scottish football. So we will now be returning to the region now in the Caribbean as we get into specifically the schedule in relation to the 2025 CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. Right now, we have 2 Jamaican clubs within the competition, but that could expand to 3 should Arnett Gardens go and finish within the top 2 in the CFU Club Shield. But in the meantime, let us dissect exactly the schedule for the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. For the third year in a row, a Jamaican club will be opening the competition in the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. Remember 2023, Harbourview took on Dunbeholden in the opener of the competition. In 2024, it was Mount Pleasant against Cavalier in the opener. And here we are in 2025, and it will be Mount Pleasant Academy that will be facing Robin Hood in the opener of the competition. All right, that is Tuesday, August 19. Again, that is Tuesday, August 19, the opener of this competition. All right. And on the same day as well, but in a different venue, meaning outside of Jamaica, Cavalier will face Cibao FC. So it is essentially a return in a sense of the The final from last year. The defending champions Cavalier will take on Cibao FC in the Dominican Republic, or as they say in Spanish, La República Dominicana. Okay, good. If you go to game week 2, you will see that you will have Cavalier facing Juventus de Cai on the 28th of August. So Juventus de Cai is a Haitian club. And just for clarity, so that persons are aware, yeah, it's not keys, it's Kai because in Haitian Creole, right? So for example, in French, house is maison, but in Haitian Creole, Kai means house. So it's essentially Juventus House, the name of the club in English, if you were to translate it, Juventus House. So Kai, for example, in Haitian Creole means house, while of course in French it is maison. I'll give you another example of what the difference is, because many people think French and Haitian Creole are similar. Maybe a few words, but it's a completely different language. Let me just put it that way. Like, for example, tire, like a car tire. In French, it would be pneu, pneu. But in Haitian Creole, it's caoutchouc, caoutchouc, you know? So just to show you the difference between those two. So, as again, Thursday, August 28th, it's Cavalier again against Juventus de Cai. Group stage week 3, you have Cavalier hosting Defense Force at Sabina Park. That's the 17th of September. All right. You go to game week number 4. You'll have Mount Pleasant away to Central FC. Game week 5, Mount Pleasant hosting O&M. So the group stage of the competition, it ends on October 1st. Now, in relation to the latter stages of the competition, how will that unfold? What are the specific dates for us to be mindful about and aware about? And I know you might say, but Simon, do any of these clash with any of the FIFA windows? And to answer your question, the answer to that is no, because the first FIFA window itself is September 1 to 9. And of course, the following FIFA window would be October 6 to October 6 to yeah, October 6 to 30 to 14. So when you think about it, a match on a Wednesday, let's say that a Jamaican club is involved in the CFU Shield runner-up, then their last game, then the game would be before the FIFA window, for example. So just to provide a bit of clarity there so persons understand that a bit more. The semi-finals of the competition, we know the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the semi-finals, October 21 and 23, and October 28 and 30. Those are the dates for the semi-finals. Of course, the third place and the final, November 25 to 27 and December 2 to 4. So what's going to happen is that you'll have the first leg for the third place playoff, first leg for the final, first leg for the second leg for the third place playoff, and second leg for the final. So December 4, this competition wraps up completely. And the top 3 teams will book their ticket to the 2026 edition of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So that is exactly what this format will be like. All right. And as you know, folks, we're still another six weeks to go before we resume World Cup qualifying. And in relation to that, we will certainly need all hands on deck for your support. September 5 in Bermuda, September 9 at home against Trinidad and Tobago, the October window, Curacao away, Bermuda at home, and of course in November, where we have Trinidad and Tobago away and Curacao at home. Okay? And once information is ready in relation to the draw for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup qualifiers, we will share it right here with you on JFF News on JFF Live. So folks, thank you all so much for tuning in to another video right here on JFF Live, right here in JFF News. Would like to thank Hermosa Health for sponsoring this week's episode of JFF News. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content.